Welcome back again, our beloved viewers. In this episode, Self-Help TV outlines 9 toxic habits to quit immediately. Habits are automatic behaviors or practices that we have developed over time from repeated exposure and now do on a regular basis, making them difficult to break. This holds true for both positive and negative behaviors. Good habits are emphasized since they improve your life and, as a result, make you a better person. Toxic behaviors, on the other hand, have a negative impact on your life, both intellectually and emotionally, as well as physically. To live a happy life, you must quit them right away. We all have terrible habits that we either consciously or unconsciously engage in. These behaviors might range from something as little as picking your nose in public to something as dangerous as chain smoking. You will be on the road to a happier, healthier, and more successful life if you give up the negative or dangerous ones as quickly as possible. So, what exactly are these toxic habits we are talking about? Here are 9 toxic habits to quit immediately. But before we start, please subscribe this channel if you find it useful. Now let's get started. Number 1. Putting yourself in a position where you have to compare yourself to others. How many times have you heard your mom or dad say things like, "Why didn't you get as many marks as ABC?" or "Why didn't you get chosen to play on the school team like XYZ?" At some point in life, every child has been compared to their peers by their parents. Some individuals have a greater need than others. We've been compared to other kids of our age, and even older ones. This instills in us the belief that this is what we should be doing even when we reach adulthood, and we continue to practice this unhealthy behavior throughout our lives. We begin to judge success by comparing ourselves to others, which is a very negative perspective. The cycle will continue if we do the same to our offspring. Jealousy and self-pity are the byproducts of comparison. This is an unhealthy habit that has to be broken. Others' paths are not the same as yours. Others' lives are not the same as yours. Everyone is different in their own way, and you should respect yourself the same way. To improve, compare yourself to your past performance, but not to a colleague who received a raise before you despite having worked for longer, or a friend who married and had children at a younger age. Number 2. Sleep deprivation. How many times have you stayed up late studying for exams or finishing work even though you needed to be at school or work early the next day? We believe everything is fine until we observe no physical consequences to our acts. That isn't the case, however. Sleeping for less than 6 to 8 hours depending on your age is your body's way of recovering and healing. While you may not notice much on the exterior, resting allows your body to process and repair. You're more likely to impair your immunity and other biological functions if you don't get enough sleep. The ability of your body to create germ fighters will deteriorate, making you more vulnerable to infections and disorders. As a result, sleeping for the appropriate length of time is critical for overall wellness. Number 3. Focus too much on negative thoughts. Filtering occurs when you concentrate on the negative. You ignore the positive and concentrate solely on the negative. "I'm sorry that I don't have a lot of friends," for example. It's obvious that people don't care for me. In reality, you do have a few acquaintances. So you're likable and have the potential to make more pals if you so desire. Too many negative thoughts generate worry and impair our self-assurance. We have a tendency to catastrophize and distort reality if we exclusively focus on the things we don't have or aren't doing well. That isn't to say that fear, doubt, and negative ideas should be fully ignored. It's all about figuring out where they fit into the larger picture. Number 4. Obtaining third-party approval. Isn't this something we've all done before? The way social media is built up makes you want or miss what others have. However, you should be aware that a person's social media highlight reel does not represent their entire existence. They wish to show merely a small portion of their lives or a nice fleeting moment. There have been countless instances in recent years where a seemingly happy person on social media has suffered from depression or committed suicide. So, what are the implications of this? It's fine to seek acceptance from a virtual social family when you need their judgment, but it's not a good idea to do so all of the time. If what you put out there does not meet your standards, it will just make you feel bad about yourself and make you doubt yourself. This is a negative habit you must break as soon as possible before it disrupts and ruins your mental equilibrium. Number 5. Preciousness of the past. While your past has formed and molded you into the person you are today, clinging to it is a harmful habit that can negatively affect your peace of mind. It will give you agony, which you will be the one to cause. Life's past mistakes are designed to be learned from rather than repeated. Allowing your history to rule your present and future is not a good idea. What good will it do you to try to change something you can't? The best thing you can do for yourself is to move forward in life. Living in the moment is the best way to live your life. Number 6. When you're anxious, you go on a binge-eating binge. When we're anxious, upset, or disappointed, many of us have a habit of stuffing ourselves with food. This is a harmful habit that will only bring you brief respite. Stress eating is terrible for your emotional health as well as your physical health, producing obesity and diabetes. Binging on food to distract yourself from problems or to relieve stress can only lead to depression and low self-esteem. Find a strategy to divert your attention away from the kitchen whenever you feel tempted. Develop good dietary habits and find alternative strategies to control your stress. Number 7. Procrastination. In Hindi, there is a proverb that says, "What you can do tomorrow, do today, and what you can do today, do it now." For procrastinators, this statement is perfect. You could be procrastinating for a number of reasons. You may be too sluggish or unable to perform a task right now, or you may be striving for perfection and waiting for the ideal time. However, procrastination is a negative habit that must be broken. First, finish the jobs or chores you've been putting off. Is it more vital to spend time on social media than to do your errands? After you've finished, you can indulge again. Even better, use it as a motivator to get your responsibilities done faster. Number 8. Insufficient water consumption. Our mothers have instilled in us the importance of drinking adequate water since we were children, yet we are all guilty of failing to do so on a regular basis. Because we don't see the consequences right away, it may appear to be a minor concern, but keeping your body hydrated will ensure that your internal functions run smoothly. Dehydration occurs when you lose more water than you take in, which can happen throughout the summer or if you've spent a long time in the sun on exceptionally hot days. The balance of your bodily fluids is disrupted, and your internal mechanisms suffer as a result. The recommended amount is 8 glasses of water each day, and you will see a change if you do so on a daily basis. Number 9. Not arriving on time. When you're expected to meet someone at a certain time and show up fashionably late, you're disrespecting the other person and the time they've set aside for you. It's also impolite to keep somebody waiting, particularly if they've gone out of their way to arrive on time. If you know you'll be late, call ahead and let the person you're meeting with know. You are disrupting their schedule as well if you postpone your meeting. Perhaps they had another meeting scheduled for later in the day that they will have to cancel or reschedule since you wanted to spend more time in the shower that morning. Stop being late and start being on time. If you believe you may be delayed due to traffic, suggest a different meeting time. Alternatively, if you anticipate that your previous appointment will take longer than normal, add time to your next one. To avoid unexpected delays, arrange yourself to depart 15 minutes earlier or arrive 10 minutes early. You won't have to apologize at the outset of every meeting since the person you're meeting with will appreciate it. Do you have any problems with any one of these 9 toxic habits? If yes, which toxic habit is your problem? Are you ready to break this habit? Write your comment below. Click the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching and see you in the next episode.